Hey guys, it's Chris. You're seeing here back from CNH Small for another informative video about this one deals with rifles and stuff like that. I was up at my range here a couple days ago, and I was sighting in one of my guns at the 50 and 100 yard range up there for it because I never actually sighted it in when I got it a few years back, and I'll just basically use it for like planking purposes and stuff like that to blow up, like clay pigeons and stuff like that out of pop cans and stuff like that. And I was, well, the previous video I was talking about was like comparisons for ammunition. It was the Red Army Standard, Red Army Elite, also the PPU and the Golden Tiger as well too. I have here from me here as well too. Well, when I took up to my range here today, I took up this morning. I'll tell you what the conditions were. It was relatively humid up there. We had a slight crosswind, and it was about 8 o'clock. No, it was 9 o'clock in the morning, I should say that, yeah. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, and I was, the first range I was shooting at the 50 yard meter zone up there, or that's the 50 yard because they don't have meters up there for the range. It's 50, 100, and 200 yards, the thing up there for that. And I went to the 50 yards, and basically I was sighting the gun in, and I was comparing because I only had two types of ammunition I took up there with this, and I took the Red Army Standard Elite, the brass case one, and I took the my old Golden Tiger full metal jacket boat tail ammunition up there as well, and I got it sighted in. It took me about I'll say about 1, 2, 3, it took me about 4 clips, 4 stripper clips of ammunition. I put 2 with this stuff in there, 20 rounds for that, and 2 of this stuff in there as well too. And one of the biggest things that I find shooting these 2 ammunition here is while the Red Army Standard seems to be a higher quality on the outside, the Golden Tiger ammunition seemed to be shooting a lot more tighter groups. Basically, what I was doing is because mine usually shoots slightly a little high and to the left a little bit after I had it dialed in on for the 50 yards grouping for it. And basically what happened was I had my gun sighted in for the one ammunition right here, and I went to the next ammunition, the Red Army Standard, and it was basically winging the bullets high. I'd say about maybe 6, 7 inches high to the left over there, and I had to actually turn my front, the front sight post up about, let me see, 3/4 of a turn up to bring it back down to where the Golden Tiger ammunition was shooting at with real tight groups for that. And by comparing those two, the Golden Tiger was shooting relatively tight groups to this stuff right here. I really like it personally, and I'd say the Red Army Standard, for my specific application, it was shooting a lot worse. So that's my specific complaint with that ammunition. Even though it looks relatively good shape and everything else and stuff like that, apparently the full metal jacket boat tail, the in the end must have a slightly different accuracy for this as opposed to the Red Army Standard Elite right here for that. And they're both 2014 production ammunition. I just bought these things here about a couple months ago, and apparently they're basically, like I said, new production ammunition, and the Golden Tiger seems to be accurate a lot better than the new production Red Army Standard ammunition as well too. So let me go up and get my target here so I can show, or I can show you what it looks like after the grouping for it. So I'll be back in a minute, guys. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I'll start with the Red Army Standard Elite. Basically, I got 2 targets here, one on one side, one on the left side here, one on the right side. This first one is for the Red Army Standard Elite. As I mentioned previous here, this is the new production 2014 April. It's February production here. It's basically stuff right here. This is this stuff right here, and this is the grouping that I was shooting at. Don't look at this stuff right here. I circled that. I was just doing like a test shot here before I even made the video here. It was shooting kind of high right here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I got 5 shots up here for that. And I was shooting relatively high for that. It was shooting actually 1, 2. Let me see, 1, 2. I'd say about 2 to 3 inches. Let me see here. 1, 2. That's probably 1, 2, 3 inches. I'd say about 4, maybe 4 inches high up to the left-hand side. Even though I had my front sight post drifted over to the right to get the other ammunition sighted in for the Golden Tiger. So I'll show you that next. And it seemed to be shooting high on there for that. I don't know why, but in order for me to bring this down to be right down here where I had the other circles down here, I had to turn my sight post up by 3/4 of a turn to get it back down to basically right about here for that. And that's one variance between the other ammunition. So that's the Golden, or the Red Army Standard Elite. I give it maybe about 75%. Next up here is for the Golden Tiger right here as well too. This is, I'll give it 2 thumbs up for this ammunition as opposed to the Red Army Standard. I'm not liking that, even though it's supposedly better quality. Here's the target here, the same distance, 50 yard zone for the Red Army Standard after I had it dialed in. Belay these second ones on the side, but I was shooting directly. I say, let me show. I was shooting slightly to the left and slightly up to the right. So, let me see. Let me get my pen out here. Let me show you exactly what I was shooting at exactly there. I was shooting right. Let me see. I get a big marker here. You can see it right here. I was shooting basically right up. I was shooting right by the corner of this guy's shoulder right here. That's where I was shooting at for all these shots here within this grouping right here for that. You're always gonna get maybe 1 or 2 winger outside there for that, but that's nothing to be worried about. This was shooting at the 50 yard after I had it dialed in, and the barrel was basically hot. I would put probably about maybe about 15 rounds through it for that. So, and that's basically, the grouping's really tight on here. As you see right here, it's less than 2 inches, so it's relatively tight for the grouping. And I don't know if that it's attributed to the boat tail on the ammunition, but I basically rate the ammunition right now in my specific AK. I was shooting my Soviet 1956 4-digit code SKS up here today, and that's how tight the groupings were for that specific ammunition, because this is the first gun that I actually tried to dial in with some type of effort to try to dial it in, and it does seem to be shooting tighter groups than the other ammunition over here. As I said before, that's Golden Tiger, and the other ammunition, I basically had to lower the front sight post down to get to even hit right here for that. But in order for me to bring it down from where it's at shooting right here down to here, you have to turn your my dial by another 3/4 of a turn for it to bring it down from up here all the way down to here, almost right parallel with the lines, the horizontal lines. And it was actually a lot more dirty as well too. That's another thing that I noticed too. Even though it felt like butter out there, but it was not shooting tight groups basically for my taste right there for that. And the Golden Tiger was shooting a lot better groups, as I said before. So that's my range review for one of my guns. That's the first gun that I actually tried to sight in a long while. There was actually an old 50s gun out there for that. So because most of my guns I never actually sight them in, and I just basically use them for blanking targets, especially my Mosin-Nagants and anything else, because they always shoot high a bit, so you have to aim low. Because that's why they always say if you're trying to shoot somebody from 50 or 100 yards, always aim for like the lower hip so it hits up in the center of mass of their body sometimes for that. And I'm quite satisfied with how the Golden Tiger ammunition is shooting. As I mentioned before, the groups seem to be really tight, and as you see right here, this proofs it in pudding right there, as they say. It's shooting a lot better, as I said before, once I had it dialed in. Let me see, it was originally set, I had to turn the front sight post up about half a turn, and I had to adjust the windage over about, let me see, maybe about, I think about a 1 millimeter over to the right, so it brought the grouping back over to the left right here for that. So that's basically my opinion of my one gun being dialed in. Your SKS at home may be different, because different guns will shoot ammunition better out there. Like some guns like a particular brand, whether it be Brown Bear, Silver Bear, Golden Bear, Wolf, the other stuff out there like Winchester, Let me see what else they have out in the market out there for that. Tool ammunition. Basically, try to find a ammunition for your gun that will shoot accurately. And the one I found for this specific gun is going to be, as I said before, Golden Tiger. It has the tightest groups I ever had with my SKSs out there for that. So I would definitely recommend Golden Tiger from now on for this specific SKS, I should say. And I'm just going to use the Red Army Standard probably for my AK and my other beater Yugo SKS from now on, because it seems like this ammunition is the most tightest grouping shot one out there for that. So that's my range report right there from today. And as I said, Golden Tiger wins hands down for this shootout right here for that. As you've seen, it's a heck of a lot more accurate out of the box right here after I had it dialed in after shooting about two stripper clips full. So that's 10, that's 20 rounds right there. And it's nice and tight in their groupings, as I said before. The position I'm shooting at is basically the position like this, and I have a bag that I basically rest the bayonet on, so it's basically laying straight with my butt pad up tight up against my shoulder, so it's going to hardly move. I don't have one of those lead sleds to try to make it as accurate as possible, because they're like $200, and I'm not going to spend $200 for my plinking guns out there for that. So if you like my review, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions about trying to dial in your gun, sometimes it may be a tedious process out there, but I'd say it should be necessary for at least one of your SKSs out there to go ahead and try to do it. Maybe try 3, 4, 5 different types of ammunition out there, see which ones have the best grouping. And your gun might like Wolf, and might like Golden Bear or some other ammunition out there, but my specific one SKS, my Soviet SKS, seems to like the Golden Tiger out there ammunition best. So that's my recommendation for my guns right here. And if anybody has any comments, questions, whatnot, just leave me a message here on my page, and I'll try to answer any questions you may have. If you need some help how to dial in your gun, and we'll go from